Hey, it's Coach Chulin, and Kyle asked me a question, and I get this question a lot, so I thought I'd do a quick video on how I'm able to have high SC and recruiting and what social media outlets and things like that I use. So basically, the secret sauce. I'm gonna lay out the secret sauce for you. I live in the fundamentals. I literally live in our vital behaviors. I am not the traditional after. I'm still very much on my journey to fit. I'm somewhere about 267 pounds. I haven't weighed myself since completing the Country Heat test group. And for me, I don't go for SC points. I receive SC points for helping people determine the best solution for them. And the only way I can do that is not by product vomiting all over them, is by finding out their goals and their struggles and figuring out which solution is best for them. I also don't judge them assuming that they're going to say no. I give them an opportunity to say no. Shakeology has played a tremendous role in my transformation, and I was actually a huge skeptic and anti-Shakeology just because I wasn't willing to give it a shot. Shakeology, having that dense nutrition in my body, gave me a very valuable data set to know how I felt an hour after drinking it versus how I felt an hour after having a lot of Chinese food, a big McDonald's Coke, and I don't know, probably a box of Haagen-Dazs, which had 3 of them in it. I mean, I could literally compare that data set, and the data wasn't wrong. It showed me how much Shakeology made a difference in my body. The container system, it's helped me as someone who's been anorexic to an emotional eater who gained 150 pounds rapidly when we were going into the downward spiral, becoming broken homeless, because I didn't have the tools to be able to handle it. The majority of the weight that I carried in my head, and I started in this at over 350 pounds, the majority of the weight I carried was in my head, was between my ears. And by putting the dense nutrition in my body, that allowed me to help begin to feel better about myself, to feel better in my body, not the size of it per se, but to not struggle as deeply anymore because nutrition plays such a role. It taught me about dense nutrition that later moved into the container eating system. So for me, I share my raw, authentic journey. This also includes having gone through a year-long plateau after going to therapy to figure out more of why I continue to wear my story on my body. And I really felt that the 60 pounds that I had lost leading up to that really truly are gone, because I'm not dealing with situations the way I used to. And so that created a year-long plateau. And then I also, almost a year ago, I busted my knee. And in that, I had a 31 pound weight gain. However, I shared it all. And I didn't come from a woe's me. I shared my raw journey, and I never spiraled out of control. And during those times, I continued to receive high SC points and those signing up to be coaches. The reason why is because somebody identified with my story. Somebody needed to hear my story, and everybody needs to hear your story because there's somebody looking particularly for you. And it wasn't because of my 6-pack abs. I'm not there yet. I'm sure I will eventually be. It was just about me and my journey. The other thing is that I tell everyone that I talk to, my social media does a lot of talking for me. I share a lot of just about life in general in this journey on social media. I tell everyone about Shakeology. I tell them all about the coaching opportunity. I help determine the best program for them after I find out about them. And they trust me because they've helped build a relationship with me online. They've now reached out to me via my inbox, which is where I prefer to receive my messaging. And then I continue to support them in the group. I am here to help guide them, but they have to do the work. And I can take zero credit for the results that they receive, but they receive results because they're finally in an environment or feel confident in an environment with someone who understands their struggle. And so I'm able to peel back what they see as reasons as the excuses they are, and I can speak very bluntly with them. And so that's why sharing your individual journey is so very, very, very important. And I would have been furious if my coach didn't tell me about the discount, about the coaching opportunity, that I had a 30-day money-back guarantee, all things that I tell everyone I speak to. If he had judged me based off us being broke and homeless and assumed that I would be unwilling to pay for this, or was maybe hesitant to tell me about the coaching opportunity, then I wonder where things would be today. So I am so grateful to my coach for having told me about all those things. My coach is Jimmy Hayes Nelson, and I make it a point to continue to pay it forward. It allows me to pay it forward by helping other people on their journey, and to be able to make a difference in this trend. And while I'm not a big fan of the word obesity, because those of us who are obese hear it all the time, and it can actually help, it can actually make us feel a little more badly about ourselves, which is a choice, but it's the truth. I am in the trend, fighting to get out, and I'm helping other people and helping end the trend by sharing my journey, my raw, honest journey. And that's it. Trainings, I stay away from overdoing trainings because it's busy work and a lot of white noise. If I focus on the fundamentals, then I continue to grow this business, and my business grows because I get to make a difference in other people's lives. And that's it. That's the whole thing. That's all of it in a nutshell. And as far as what social media to use, the social media that you can best express yourself in, there's no magic social media in my eyes. It's the one that you connect with the most, because then you're being your authentic self. So I always remain my authentic self, and I'm never ashamed of who I am. I'm very, very proud of how far I've come and what I get to do on a daily basis.